We got elves, we got dwarves, we got orcs, we got humans.
It's a game of gigantic proportions.
Heroes of land, air, and sea.
All right, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Rod.
I'm Bradley.
And today we are looking at Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea that was sent to us by Gameling Games to check out. And today, this review is just of the base game. We do have all the expansions and all of the extra stuff that comes with it, and we will eventually get to that. But today, just what you get in the base box, which is a lot.
It is a lot, and possibly too much.
No, never too much.
Never too much. All right, so this is what we do on the Board Game Closet. We have a buy it, play it, or hate it rating. Green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means don't buy it and
Stay
don't
away.
play it because you hate it.
No more.
Goodbye.
We are going to give you our rating right now and then spend the rest of this video telling you why we gave it that rating. So,
right,
gentlemen,
here we
if
go.
you are ready,
Here we go.
and reveal!
Oh, no. Oh, so close.
2 greens and a white.
I know why.
So,
That's still great. That's still fantastic.
so let me give you the overview, and then we'll kind of talk about, as we go through this, all the reasons why we think you should play it or buy it,
Exactly.
and he thinks you're just going to play
Play
it.
it.
So here we go. So in Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, you take a specific race, whichever one that you would like. The base game comes with 4. So let's say that you're the humans. You take all of the miniatures that come with that, and you are going to, on your turn, take 2 actions. On the left side of your board, you have capital actions. And on the right side of the board, you have command actions. Capital actions, and this is the coolest part of the game to me, is when you take one of these actions, if someone else at the table has a serf, they get to follow that action. So you take one of your serfs, you move them up into that slot, and then they get to follow you as you do it. So although it might not be your turn, you still get to be involved. The other side of the board are called command actions, and these are things that no one else can follow you on, but if you have a serf, then you could do a second one along with it. So basically on your turn, you could take or do up to 3 things, I guess. And all of the actions are really easy to understand. You're either recruiting new people, you're marching with your people, you are getting more spells, or you are adding spells into your tableau, you're building these buildings out on the board, or you are flying or moving your boats. And that's really all that you're doing, because this is a 4X game. You're trying to get all of your serfs and your warriors out onto the board, or if you attack your opponent's, I forget what they call this, their capital, or if you have explored every tile, every land tile on the board has been explored, the end of the game is triggered. Or the last thing that you could do is you have these 3 towers, and if all of these towers are put out onto the board, one on a different continent, so exploit, expand, exterminate, explore, that's all of the things that you can do in the game. And so the mechanisms are really easy. There's only a few things that you could do as far as what your actions are, but there's lots that can take place in the game, which is one of the reasons that I love it, is that you can teach it quickly and get into playing. So what did you guys think about this game, and why do you love it, or why do you just want to play it?
So I didn't do green only because this season of gaming that I am in now is get it on the table as quick as I can, play it so that we can get to another one. I love the gameplay, I love the miniatures, but this box is gargantuan and it has to be. There are so many components to this game, and setting it up was a chore. Setting it up was a lot of work for me, and playing it, I had a great time, and then we got to where you have to put it up. You have to take it down.
What do we do with this?
And that was harder than putting it up, because all the miniatures have a place in their container, and maybe some people have room for that, but
you don't.
This season I don't.
This season of your
This
life?
season of my life.
Of your gaming life?
I don't. It's too big for me.
Well, I will say that you're right. Like, finding the exact place that this silly guy goes into that plastic thing.
Yeah.
Once he came out of the plastic, I don't know if he's going back in. So close your ears if this is cringeworthy, but we just shoved all of these into a plastic bag, and then put them in we ditched the plastic insert, and just put them in the box.
And at that point, they never fit back in the box. Since you're not packing it in the same way it came out, what can you even do with the box then?
Yeah.
So that is my number one complaint.
Well, what about you? What do you think about all of this stuff? And
I totally disagree with everything he had to say. Now, I agree in the sense of I agree in the sense that what he said somewhat is true.
Right.
But that's no reason to knock down this game.
Sure.
This is definitely a buy it game. Now, here's why. First of all, let's just start off with components like the old days. Components wise, I don't know if there's a better game out there with the components.
It's amazing.
I mean, these cardboard towers and the boats and the planes and the plastic pieces
the stands.
And the cards and all the cardboard and everything that's made for it
that you have to put together
very
yourself.
well
You do have to put it together.
No, but that's what adds to the game. It's almost like it is a miniatures game in some way. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so much fun. I mean, there is time spent putting it away, but you know what? This is too great of a game to ever even worry about that type of stuff. I mean, everything when it comes down to the miniatures is fantastic. Components are fantastic, and I love the way the game plays. Like you're saying with the part that if it's your turn, I still have the capability of doing some stuff during that time to add to my strategy.
Right. And to me, there's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about in how the game plays, but there's a whole resource generating portion of the game where the locations that you control on the board are going to give you resources. Those resources then you turn into building your capital up, building your tower, or building these new types of buildings that give you new characters, which is really cool. Like each one of the races have 3 special characters that come with them. You have to build a building in order to put that person out. Once that building is built and you have that person, now you have special abilities that come with that person. And that's amazing. And so it encourages me to want to play it again and again with different races, because now I need to know about the dwarves and the orcs and the elves. And so to me, that was incredibly exciting to know that there's just all different kinds of ways to play the game, but the basic generating of resources and all that stuff is pretty much the same. So it's not completely asymmetrical where maybe like Root or something like that where I'm playing a totally different game, but now I get to use different abilities with this new race, and I like that.
And I like the explore part where you build on your own continent. And the more these tiles you flip over, they do totally different things. Maybe you're lucky and you get resources, which is great. But then there's this gate that we found.
A portal
that there's lanes that you travel on in the ocean or in the sea rather. And you don't even have to utilize that. If you find a portal, you could just go to the other continent.
And it's always fun when the portal opens right next to somebody's capital, because that's one of the ways you win the game is by destroying their capital. So if a portal opens next to you, but that was fun, like the token flipping, because you pull out the paper and you read the little backstory. And I know that you're going to get that once you know what all these tokens do. But your first 5-10 games, you're going to encounter all kinds of cool stuff.
Well, the thing I guess I like the most about it is there's so much to do. I mean, and that's the type of games that I really enjoy now is that, we can fight, and we can fight different ways. We can use magic. We can go ahead and just fight with our guys going from space to space. You've got all this development going on that you can work on that. There's all these different things you can do while playing. And it just seemed like there's just tons of options, which is what I love.
Yeah, each race has their own tactic card. So when it comes time to fight, you're going to be playing a card along with using spells that you have. And that's really cool. There's a level up thing that happens in the game where you can't have more than one spell, but once you build the second level of your capital, now you can. And so it just it feels like the game gets bigger and bigger as you go along, because now, I can do all this stuff I didn't get to do at the beginning of the game.
It is a table hog.
Oh my goodness.
That would be point number 2 for guys. That would be point number 2. I do not have a table that could hold this Leviathan of the game. This is huge.
I love it. So so buy it, play it.
And play it for sure.
Yeah.
If you're setting it up, I'll play it.
Get out there and go buy it. It's fantastic.
All right, more to come. We'll tell you about all the expansions, 6-player, new races, all of that coming soon.